You know, they're absolutely right. My life is in my hands. So why are they threatening me with force if I don't use my seatbelt here? Hey, this is Will Buchanan. I'm walking all the way across the country to New Hampshire in search of more freedom on a project called the Walk for Liberty. Today is October 25th, 2008, day 171. My mom has driven up from Lebanon, Indiana to come visit us for a little bit. And she's decided to walk some with me as well as I cross from the political delineation of Indiana into the political delineation of Ohio. So you might be seeing some of her a little later in the video. In the meantime though, I continue to be impressed by how generous our supporters are. I just talked to a gentleman on the phone who had heard me on Free Talk Live this past Monday. He offered us hot food and a shower when we came by, but unfortunately he lives too far off our route for us to take him up on the offer. He did even offer to drive all the way up and bring us more clothing or blankets if we needed them. My mom is going to be joining me a little while on the Walk for Liberty. This is my mom, Carol.
Hi!
So you were showing me a sheet last night that was saying something about your office having to comply with some version or some portion of the Patriot Act?
Right. We're having an audit done in November, and the auditor sent a sheet with all the requirements of things that he needed to look at. And one of them was asking what our policy was regarding the Patriot Act as far as vetting all vendors, including personnel, against the watch list provided by the U.S. Treasury.
So, from what I understand, you're required by the U.S. government to check any people you buy from with this list that the government provides you?
Exactly, exactly.
So you're supposed to do their dirty work.
Exactly. And the other thing is, somebody may be clear on the watch list today and may not be clear 3 months from now. And does that mean every time we pay them, we have to check the list again? It just seems like a lot of hard work for us and nothing that we're getting out of it.
So how do you feel about having this imposed upon you by the government?
Don't like it. Sounds like a lot of extraneous work that we shouldn't have to be doing.
Right, it's basically they're requiring you to do this, which you're not deriving any money from, which is costing you money, in fact.
Exactly. And the other thing is, the two of us that are on the payroll, actually 3 of us on the payroll, have to be checked against the watch list also.
Do you have to have any kind of background check done on you, or?
I don't know. This is the first we'd heard of it, so I don't know. We're going to wait till the auditor gets there and find out more.
So if somehow there's somebody with your name on the list, then are you going to be fired, or what's that mean?
I doubt that I would be fired with the company that I'm working with. It's a non-profit organization, but you know, it's just it's crazy.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Since we're walking on a back road, there's no "Welcome to Ohio" sign. Wow, the bureaucrats actually do exhibit some financial discretion sometimes. But there is at least a sign indicating we're entering a new county, as well as a new road numbering system. And this road, which is apparently the dividing line, is named 2 different things based on Ohio and Indiana. She ended up walking about 1.6 miles with me. Yet another dog follower. Just like the last guy, this guy didn't bark. He just came up beside me and started walking. vote yes to let a monopolistic agency be in charge of your health. Disclaimer, even if you don't vote yes, but if the measure passes, they will still be in charge of your health, even if you don't want them to be. Just a few final thoughts regarding the interview with my mom and that Patriot Act provision. As alluded to in the interview, checking somebody against the terrorist watch list has nothing to do with the business at hand. It's something which the government is forcing the company to do, is a complete drain on the company's resources, and does nothing to help generate them any profit. In fact, even if they do find a match with a name on the terrorist watch list, there's no guarantee that person is actually a terrorist. And thus, presumably, they're needlessly prevented from doing business with that company, potentially costing their business thousands of dollars if that company had the best price on some items. And with all the names that are on the terrorist watch list, the possibility of false positives is very realistic. Another thing I'm wondering is if that Patriot Act provision is specific only to nonprofits, or whether the government claims that all businesses which make purchases have to check their vendors against the terrorist watch list. My guess is that it's unfortunately probably the latter. If all businesses actually did make all those checks every time they purchased something, that would be a huge drain on the economy, which would raise the end price of all products for all consumers. You know, we're all gonna have to make sacrifices for this war on terror. My guess, though, is that only a very small percentage of businesses actually make those checks. Which leads to another problem with that and other laws which punish people for victimless crimes. Even though the government doesn't have the resources to go after everybody who doesn't check people against the terrorist watch list, if you're one of the people who's not doing the checking and somebody in a position of power doesn't like you, they can have you busted for breaking that law, even though you didn't do anything wrong. Personally, though, I don't want to have anything to do with the government, and I'm certainly not going to do their dirty work for them. And I think this is yet one more reason not to register your business with the government, so that they don't even know it exists in order to have to do the checking. Wow, this county has a Department of Aging. Not sure what they're going to do to solve that problem. I walked 16.25 miles for Liberty today. And here are my GPS coordinates. If you appreciate what we're doing to spread the message of freedom here on the Walk for Liberty, please consider donating $3 at donate.walkforliberty.com. This is Will Buchanan, signing off. Oh yeah, this is the life. Sitting on the porch, scaring people away.